Have you ever been told to just try harder? It's probably the most common piece of advice out there, whether you're trying to learn a new skill, get in shape, or climb the career ladder. But what if I told you that trying harder is actually terrible advice? And that the secret to real, lasting success isn't about pushing yourself to the brink, but about something much smarter and more sustainable? Today, we're diving deep into why the try harder mentality is a trap, and how you can achieve your goals by optimizing what I call your default success settings. So, let's break it down. Why does simply trying harder often lead to burnout and failure? Think of your willpower like a muscle. You can flex it for sure, but you can't keep it tensed all day, every day. It gets tired. When you rely solely on willpower to resist temptations or force yourself to do difficult tasks, you're constantly depleting this limited resource. It's like trying to drive a car on an empty tank of gas just by pushing it. You might move a few feet, but you'll be exhausted and won't get very far. This is why New Year's resolutions famously fail. Start with a huge burst of motivation, trying harder than ever before, but by February, our willpower is shot and we're back to our old habits. The problem isn't that you're lazy or lack discipline. The problem is the strategy itself. Relying on sheer force of will is an uphill battle against your own nature and your environment. Every single day you're making hundreds of tiny decisions. What to eat, what to watch, when to check your phone. When you're constantly fighting these impulses, you're draining your mental energy, leaving you with less to spend on the things that truly matter, like creative thinking, problem solving, and deep work. It creates a cycle of stress and guilt. You try hard, you slip up, you feel bad about it, and then you have to muster even more willpower just to get back on track. It's an exhausting and inefficient way to live. So, what's the alternative? Instead of fighting a constant battle, what if you could make success the easy, automatic choice? This is where the idea of default success settings comes in. Think about your phone or your computer. They come with default settings that determine how they behave right out of the box. Your life has default settings too, shaped by your habits, your routines, and most importantly, your environment. The key to effortless progress is to stop trying to overpower your defaults and instead consciously redesign them to support your goals. Let's start with your physical environment. It has a massive, often invisible influence on your behavior. Want to eat healthier? Stop trying harder to resist the junk food in your pantry. Instead, change your default. Don't buy it in the first place. Stock your fridge with pre-cut veggies, healthy snacks, and put a fruit bowl right on your counter. When you're hungry, the healthy choice becomes the easiest, most convenient choice. You're not using willpower, you're using smart design. The same principle applies to exercise. If your workout clothes are buried in a drawer, you're adding an extra step, a point of friction, to getting started. But if you lay them out the night before, your brain sees it as the default next step when you wake up. You've made the path to your goals smoother. Want to read more? No. Don't just tell yourself you need to try harder to find the time. Place a book on your pillow in the morning or on the coffee table where you usually put the TV remote. You're replacing a less desirable default action, like scrolling on your phone or channel surfing, with a more desirable one. It's about reducing friction for good habits and increasing friction for bad ones. If you want to spend less time on social media, don't just rely on self-control. Delete the apps from your phone's home screen and bury them in a folder. The extra 2 or 3 taps it takes to open them might be just enough of a delay for your conscious brain to kick in and ask, do I really need to be doing this right now? You're building a system that works with you, not against you. This concept extends far beyond just physical objects. It's about your digital environment too. How's your computer desktop organized? Is it a chaotic mess that stresses you out? Or is it a clean, organized space that helps you focus? Use tools like website blockers during work hours to create an environment where distraction isn't an option. Unsubscribe from marketing emails that tempt you to spend money. Curate your social media feeds to follow inspiring and educational accounts, making your default scrolling time productive instead of draining. You're engineering your digital world to serve your ambitions. Perhaps most powerfully, this applies to your social environment. The people you spend time with create a powerful default for your own behavior and mindset. As the saying goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're surrounded by people who are ambitious, positive and growth-oriented, Their attitudes and habits will rub off on you. Their success becomes your new normal. You will find yourself trying less because you simply being pulled forward by the group's momentum. Conversely, if you're in a circle that's negative or stagnant, you'll have to expend enormous energy just to resist being pulled down. It's not about cutting people off, but about consciously seeking out communities, mentors, and friends who align with the person you want to become. Join a running club, a book group, or a professional mastermind. Create a social default that elevates you. Let's look at a practical example. Imagine you want to write a book. The try harder approach is to sit down and force yourself to write for hours, even when you feel uninspired. You'll probably burn out fast. The default success approach is to design a system. You could commit to writing just 15 minutes every morning right after you brew your coffee. You set a specific, easy-to-achieve goal. You link this new habit to an existing one, which is your morning coffee. This is called habit stacking. You create a dedicated, distraction-free writing space. You tell a friend about your goal to create social accountability. Suddenly, writing isn't this monumental task you have to force. It's just what you do after coffee. It's your new default. You're not relying on a fleeting burst of motivation. You're relying on a well-designed system. The beauty of this approach is that it's sustainable. Each small change you make to your environment and routines compounds over time. When you make success the path of least resistance, you conserve your precious willpower for the truly important moments, the big decisions, the creative breakthroughs, and the times when you genuinely do need to push through a tough challenge. You're not eliminating effort entirely, you're just making it strategic. You're playing chess, not checkers. You're setting up the board so that winning moves are the most natural ones to make. So, I want you to take a moment and think about one goal you have right now. Forget about trying harder. Instead, ask yourself, how can I change my environment to make progress the default? What's one small point of friction I can remove for a good habit? What's one small point of friction I can add for a bad habit? Maybe it's putting your running shoes by the door. Maybe it's packing a healthy lunch the night before. Maybe it's setting a 10-minute timer to meditate as soon as you sit down at your desk. Start small. The goal is to build a system where you don't have to think about being successful. You just are. You're simply executing the default program you've written for yourself. This is the shift from being a passive participant in your life to being the active architect of it. It's about recognizing that true, lasting change comes not from brute force, but from intelligent design. Stop blaming yourself for a lack of willpower and start looking at the systems you operate within. Optimize your default settings, and you'll find that achieving your goals feels less like a struggle and more like an inevitability. Thanks so much for watching. If this idea resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content on living a smarter, more intentional life. I'd love to hear in the comments below. What S1 default setting you are going to change this week? Let's get the conversation started. See you in the next video.